As Ukraine continues to face mounting losses on the battlefield, President Trump has hinted that U.S. military aid comes at a cost, and that is access to Ukraine's vast deposits of rare earth elements. This next story explains how, with an estimated value exceeding $26 trillion, minerals from Ukraine are crucial for the global supply chain.
Ukrainian forces are falling back. Outgunned and outnumbered, they are losing ground in the east as Russian troops push forward. The battle for Pokrovsk is turning against them, supply lines are under fire, fresh reinforcements are scarce, and Moscow is seizing the advantage. The war nears a breaking point, but now a new demand emerges from Kyiv's biggest backer, Washington. US President Donald Trump proposes a bargain: American military support in exchange for access to Ukraine's vast mineral wealth.
We're telling Ukraine they have very valuable rare earth. We want what we put up to go in terms of a guarantee. We want a guarantee. We're handing them money hand over fist. We're giving them equipment. European is not keeping up with us. They should equalize. And look, we have an ocean in between. They don't. It's more important for them than it is for us. But they're way below us in terms of money. And they should be paying at least equal.
With a treasure trove of critical raw material worth over $26 trillion, Ukraine is one of the world's most valuable suppliers of metals essential for defense, technology and green energy. To put that in perspective, the US economy is worth $30 trillion. Ukraine has rich reserves of lithium, titanium, beryllium, gallium and uranium deposits. The global market for these minerals has doubled in 5 years, surpassing $320 billion, and is expected to double again soon. If the US secures control over Ukraine's resources, it could reduce its reliance on China, a dominant force in rare earth supplies. But at what cost to Ukraine? President Volodymyr Zelensky is seeking clarity on US aid and making a shocking claim that Ukraine received only $75 billion of the $177 billion US-approved aid.
Look, I as a president of a warring country tell you, we received more than $75 billion. That is, $100 billion out of these $177 billion, or even $200 billion as some people estimate, we never received. And this is important because we talk about specific things, because we did not get it with money. We got it in weapons.
As the front line crumbles, Kyiv faces a harsh reality. Will it agree to Trump's terms, risking economic sovereignty, or refuse and see military aid diminish? With Russian forces advancing and time running out, Ukraine is being pushed into a dangerous corner. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Mr. John Rossomando is a president of Viking Research Associates, geostrategist and expert on U.S. national security. Mr. Rossomando is joining us from Washington, D.C. Welcome to the program, and it's good to see you again. Ukraine's lithium, titanium are up for grabs, and Trump says it's time to pay back. Do you think this has been the target of the West all along? And do you think Russia will allow Trump to exploit these minerals?
Well, I think that this comes down to the fact that the United States has spent, billions on aid to Ukraine, military and otherwise, and that President Trump wants to get restitution from Ukraine for the money that in many cases has been wasted by the Ukrainians through corruption and other matters. However, I think that, considering that Russia controls most of the area where these minerals exist, I find it highly unlikely that Vladimir Putin is going to allow the United States to have access to those minerals, save for a peace deal.
Mr. Rosomando, now that you've mentioned the peace deal, and we are expecting President Trump to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The timing has not been discussed yet, but if that happens, do you think Trump will use this as leverage during those peace talks?
Well, I think that President Trump, of course, will bring it up. However, I think that the final deal that President Trump is probably aiming for will give up the areas that Russia now controls, because the Ukrainians nor their NATO friends have the ability to throw the Russians out, and the Russians are not going to leave willingly. But I think that a lot of what President Trump says is either rhetoric or negotiating tactics.
Finally, and very quickly, what do you think will be the reaction of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky when he says, when Trump says that it's time to pay back?
Well, I don't think he's going to have much of a choice in the matter, because President Trump is the chief negotiator, and he's the biggest dog in the fight. So I don't think that he will have much of a choice, unlike prior administration.
All right, Mr. John Rosomando, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you.